Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It has been about 3 months, 4 months maybe since I've done a video, and there is a legit reason for it. I think my last one was in late November and we found out in December that we were having a baby. So obviously I haven't really been feeling too great, and to be honest, filming a video was probably the last thing I wanted to do during the first trimester. So I have just put it on the back burner for a while. I was planning to film loads of pregnancy videos and go through each week of the first trimester, but that did not work out because I just felt so poorly. So I just wanted to film this video. I think I'm going to do a few pregnancy videos, well, probably quite a lot, because that is literally my life now. And this one I just wanted to talk about how I found out I was pregnant and then how I found the first trimester. So my original plan, when I first found out I was pregnant, I didn't have any symptoms, so in my head I was like, oh great, I can do week by week, first trimester, talk all about my symptoms that I'm experiencing. And then as soon as I started to feel poorly, I was like, no way. And then as the weeks went by, I was like, oh, I'll do it next week. Oh, I'll do it next week. And then I just didn't. And now I'm 17 weeks. So I'm only just feeling like I can sit down and film a YouTube video. So like I said, we found out on the 22nd of December. So I'd come off the pill I've been on the pill, well, I had been on the pill for, God, 13 years I think. So I'd said to Lou, like, we weren't necessarily talking about trying, but I said I wanted to come off the pill last year just to get it out of my system a bit. So in the summer I came off the pill, and we were still being careful because we haven't long lived in Cornwall, so we wanted to settle a bit first. And obviously coronavirus lockdown hasn't really helped us settle that well, although I do feel like it is definitely home now. Yeah, so we came off the pill in June. And then we were being really careful at the start, and then, you know, as time goes on, you just sort of get a bit relaxed with it all. So by October, we just sort of didn't really care anymore. And yeah, we found out we were pregnant on December the 22nd. So obviously when you're on the pill, your periods are quite spot on and precise. And they weren't, I was using an app to track it because I didn't know when it was going to come, and that was really accurate, to be fair. So I should have come on the Thursday, and it got to sort of the Saturday, and I said to Lou, oh, I'm late, and he was like, oh, well, maybe you should do a test. And I was like, no, because it still could be my body just trying to get used to come off the pill. And then it got to Sunday and nothing, and I didn't even feel like I was going to have a period. No, usually you can sense if it's coming. I didn't even feel like it was coming. And then Monday, still nothing. So I'd ordered some pregnancy tests on Amazon. I don't really know why I did it that way, I could have just gone to the shop, but then Lou didn't want to wait, so I ended up going to Tesco on the Monday night and got some. We did one on the Monday night, and obviously it came back saying we were pregnant. We got the ones where it's like, tells you the weeks. So it said I was 2 to 3 weeks, and obviously we were really happy and excited. Although we hadn't necessarily planned it, we hadn't not planned it, if you know what I mean. So it was quite a nice surprise actually. And then I said, well, we should probably do another one. So you got 2 in the box. So we did another one the next day in the morning, just before Lou went to work, and it said 3 to 4 weeks. So obviously then we knew we were actually definitely pregnant, which was lovely, and it was really exciting. And obviously, like I say, then I didn't feel poorly or anything at all, so it was really exciting. So we weren't obviously sure how far along we actually were, but if you work it, you meant to work it out from the first date of your last period, so it would have made me 5 weeks. And I've since checked that since I've had my date scan, and I would have been exactly 5 weeks on the day we found out. So yeah, we got through Christmas and I felt fine. Christmas Day, Boxing Day, felt okay. I was just a bit tired and obviously a bit bloated, but then basically near enough 6 weeks is when it hit me, and I started to feel really rough. And we had both of us had 2 weeks off over Christmas, and I pretty much spent the whole of those 2 weeks on the sofa feeling sick and not wanting to eat anything. But we got through Christmas in the end, and I think as time went on I did get used to the sickness. Lou was really good, bless him. He's proper stepped up, because the thought of cooking anything and eating anything made me feel physically sick to the stomach. But I knew I had to eat, because as soon as I put food in my mouth I felt fine, but it's just the thought of actually eating it that was making me feel gross. So I am normally quite a healthy eater, but that just all goes out the window. I don't know if anyone else has been there, healthy eaters, but it's the last thing you want to eat. All I wanted to eat was beige food, so it was quite unhealthy, but it's the only thing I felt I could stomach, to be honest. And yeah, like I said, after Christmas it did get slightly easier, although I still felt sick and nausea. I think I just learnt how to manage it a bit better, because it was sort of, I don't know, I did feel sick, but I could get on with it, if you know what I mean. And during those 2 weeks of Christmas, I thought, how am I going to work? Because I couldn't do anything, even though I am working from home, so technically it has massively helped me being at home. But yeah, I don't know if it eased or if I just learnt to deal with it a bit better, but it did get better for me. And luckily I was one of the few that wasn't actually sick during the first trimester. I just felt sick. So I was quite lucky in that aspect, I think. I was really pleased with that. The only time I felt like I might be actually sick was when I was brushing my teeth, but I just gagged and that was it. So as well as the sickness, feeling sick, I started to feel obviously quite tired. Not too bad, and I think it has helped me working from home, because it means I have had like an extra half an hour in bed from the time where usually I'd be getting up and putting makeup on and driving to work. I managed to sleep, so that really did help me. I had quite a lot of food aversion, like I say. I didn't want to go near certain foods. Cup of tea, couldn't handle tea. I've only just been able to start drinking tea again, which has absolutely devastated me. Obviously you're not meant to have caffeine, so I have decaf tea. But yeah, that sort of started about the end of December. So I didn't get long to enjoy my tea. And then, yeah, just general food aversion, to be fair. Certain things that someone will suggest you to eat, in your head you're like, absolutely can't go near that. Even though, like I say, once you've actually put some in your mouth, it's fine. But it's so strange. I don't understand why you get them. But I think I'm okay now. I'm totally over all that. I really do think I've been one of the lucky ones, because I know some people suffer for sickness quite late into their pregnancy, but mine did go, well, it started to ease massively around 12-13 weeks, so yeah, it's great now. So I'm in second trimester heaven at the moment. And obviously the first trimester is probably, well, I can't say it's definitely the hardest, because I haven't got to the third trimester yet, and this is my first child, but third trimester is definitely harder than the second trimester for sure, because you're feeling crappy, you're tired, even though I am a bit tired now, but not like I was, and you can't really speak to anybody about it, because, well, you can if you're telling people, but we chose not to tell anybody, so poor Lou got the brunt of my moans, which he took in his stride, to be fair. And it's great when you're pregnant, because you can win every argument by saying I'm pregnant. You're too tired to cook dinner, cleaning up, it's great. Make sure you use that one. But don't take too much advantage, because they do cotton on in the end. It was really hard not to really speak to people about it, because especially when there's people around us that were pregnant as well, and you're like itching to tell them that you are, but we preferred to keep it to ourselves just in case anything was wrong. But as soon as we had our 12-week scan, we then did go out and tell everybody. And I think when it's your first child, because you don't really know what to do, well, I didn't really know what to do. So even things like getting in touch with the doctors, I didn't really know who to go to. So I don't know if it's the same everywhere, but we had to contact our local GP. And then I had to go down to the surgery. Obviously COVID, so I wasn't really allowed to go in. They gave me a form to fill in, which I had to go and fill out in the car, which just had my details on, how far along I thought I was, which I think at the time I was 10 weeks. No, was I? Was it 8 weeks? 8 weeks I think I was. And then they then contacted me. I had a midwife ring me around 10 weeks, which I thought was late, but I said to them I haven't heard anything yet, and then they were like, oh, don't worry. And then the midwife rang me at 10 weeks and just went through loads of questions and about me and about Lou, all sorts of things really. And then she said that I needed to go down to the midwife centre in our town and meet my midwife. And I wasn't there very long. I think I was there about 20 minutes. I was the only person in the building, I think, because of COVID. So they took my bloods, I had to give a urine sample, and then they said they were going to do my weight and height, but they actually didn't. Then they just gave me my pregnancy pack, which has got all my details in there, and every time I go to an appointment I have to take that, and then they fill it all in for me. And it's just got loads of information in there about breastfeeding and all sorts of things really. So by that point it was nice, because it started to feel a bit more real. But the first sort of month or two, when you're feeling crappy, it's really weird, because you almost don't feel like it's real, because you can't speak to anybody about it. You've got no bump or anything to show for it. Obviously you feel sick, and you're not really spoke to a midwife or anything, so you do sort of, I don't know, it's weird, it's really strange. So we were quite nice. It was quite nice to actually speak to a midwife, and then we got our letter through for the scan, so that was nice. Which I was worried about. I assume most people have been here, but you start to worry that you've made it all up in your head and that you're not actually pregnant, but I am, thankfully. So that was nice to see. So anyway, that is just a quick update on where I've been, and there is a few more, well, there will be quite a lot of videos I think going forward about pregnancy and baby, because like I say, it's basically my life now. And I think it'd be quite helpful because people who are first time parents, I have no idea, and I still have no idea. I'm learning as I go, but I think it's nice to have as much content out there as you can for first time parents, and what you need to do and what you need to buy and what you don't need to buy. So I'm going to do a video. I want to do a video about my 12-week scan and my next 16-week midwife appointment that I had, and things I've bought, push chairs, because that was a minefield for me. So yeah, watch this space because I should be doing a few more videos about this. And obviously my channel is not pregnancy related before this, so fully understand if people aren't interested. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope to see you soon.